Welcome back to Stoic Inner Power, where we forge resilience and wisdom to protect the sanctity of our own minds. Imagine your mind as a citadel, a place of peace that must be defended against invaders who seek to destroy. In life, we encounter many travelers, but not all of them bring gifts of peace or mutual growth to us. Some connections are like heavy chains, binding us to negativity and preventing our spirits from soaring to their true potential. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control the ocean, we can control the ship and choose to sail away. Time is our most valuable resource, yet we often squander it on people who do not deserve our precious attention. Today, we will explore the four critical signs that indicate it is time to close the door on someone forever. Recognizing these signs is not an act of cruelty, but a necessary measure to preserve your own sanity and soul. We often ignore the red flags because we hope for change, but hope without action is merely a dangerous illusion. Your inner peace is the foundation of your life. If someone threatens that foundation, you must act decisively and swiftly. The first sign is subtle but deadly. They drain your mental energy until you feel heavy, exhausted, and utterly depleted. These individuals are often called energy vampires because they feed on your vitality, leaving you with nothing but fatigue. After interacting with them, you do not feel inspired or loved. Instead, you feel a heavy fog clouding your mind. They demand your attention constantly, turning every conversation into a monologue about their problems, their needs, and their endless drama. Think of yourself as a battery. These people are apps running in the background, secretly consuming all your power. Stoicism advises us not to engage in futile battles, but to conserve our energy for things that truly matter. As Seneca warned, we must not let others steal our time, for it is the one thing we cannot regain. Trying to fix or satisfy an energy drainer is like pushing a boulder up a hill. The task is endless. The best response to such chaos is often silence and distance, protecting your emotional stability from their turbulent storms. Do not let them throw stones into the calm waters of your mind. You have the right to refuse entry. Walking away is not an act of weakness. It is a strategic retreat to preserve your strength for better battles. The second sign reveals itself when they manipulate your emotions to control your decisions, using guilt as a heavy weapon. Manipulators are skilled at pulling strings, making you feel responsible for their happiness while they take no responsibility for yours. They use gaslighting to make you doubt your own reality, twisting the truth until you no longer trust your judgment. The silent treatment is a favorite tool. It is not a request for space, but a punishment designed to hurt. Relationships should be partnerships, not strategic games of chess where one person is always trying to checkmate the other. Beware of fake kindness that comes with strings attached. It is a loan you never asked for, but must repay. They build a maze around you with their words, and the only way to win is to stop playing their game. The video emphasizes that the only way to win against a manipulator is to disappear from their battlefield completely. You must cut the invisible threads they have attached to your emotions, reclaiming your autonomy and your right to choose. True freedom comes when you realize that their opinion of you does not define your worth or your future path. Return to your center. Do not let their emotional storms pull you out of your harbor of peace and reason. Be like the rock that the waves crash against. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. From the high ground of Stoicism, you can see their manipulation for what it is, a sign of their own weakness. Use wisdom as your shield. When you understand their tactics, their weapons can no longer pierce your armor. The third warning is the slow corruption of your inner world, a silent devastation that changes who you truly are. This is a subtle poison. Their negativity slowly seeps into your soul like ink spreading through a glass of clear water. You begin to notice that you are becoming more cynical, fearful, and less capable of feeling joy in daily life. Marcus Aurelius famously said that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Ensure yours are not black. If you allow toxic people to plant seeds of doubt and anger in your mind, your inner garden will surely perish. They cloud your perception, making the world seem hostile and dangerous, reflecting their own internal chaos onto your reality. You might find yourself constantly on edge, waiting for the next crisis, unable to relax even when you are alone. Do not let them vandalize the masterpiece of your character. You must protect the integrity of your own values. If the key, a person trying to meditate but being disturbed by shadowy figures circling around them, representing intrusive negative thoughts. Underwater shot, air bubbles struggling to rise to the surface, symbolizing the struggle to maintain positivity. A shining silver shield deflecting a volley of dark arrows, symbolizing the Stoic defense against external corruption. A person walking in a forest, sunlight filtering through the leaves, komorebi, symbolizing the return of hope and clarity. Close-up of a hand firmly pulling a weed out by its roots from the soil, symbolizing removing the source of negativity. A pristine white room with large windows thrown open, letting in fresh air and light, symbolizing a cleansed mind. Reflection of a person smiling confidently in a clean mirror, showing self-assurance in recovery of self. A fast-flowing river washing away dead branches and debris, symbolizing the flow of life, removing past toxicity. A lighthouse beaming a strong light through a dark and stormy night, guiding ships to safety. Text, sign 4, betrayal of self appears, the letters crumbling into dust. A person slowly putting on a sad mask, hiding their true face, symbolizing hiding one's true self to please others. A man standing in the corner of a room, shrinking himself, while a large shadow looms over him. A tree being forced to grow in an unnatural, twisted shape by metal wires, symbolizing forced conformity. A woman looking into a mirror and touching the glass, looking confused as if she doesn't recognize the person reflecting. A majestic lion pacing nervously inside a small cramped cage, symbolizing suppressed power in nature. Close-up of a bolt cutter snapping a thick iron chain, sparks flying, symbolizing the decisive act of breaking free. A silhouette walking out of a dark cave into blinding sunlight, representing Plato's cave and finding truth. A hand tightly gripping a glowing gemstone, symbolizing holding on to one's self-worth and values. Drone shot flying swiftly through a majestic canyon, symbolizing the grandeur of a free and unburdened spirit. A person writing in a leather journal with a fountain pen, looking determined and focused on self-reflection. Shards of a broken mirror magically reassembling themselves into a perfect whole, symbolizing healing and reintegration. A person standing tall, chest open, taking a deep breath of fresh mountain air, looking relieved and strong. Heavy iron gates slowly swinging open to reveal a wide, open road stretching to the horizon, the sun rising gloriously over the ocean, dispelling the last shadows of the night, symbolizing a new beginning. Abstract cinematic shot of a human silhouette turning into pure light, representing spiritual ascension and freedom. Montage transition, quick flashes of the fortress, the shield, the light, summarizing the journey we just took. A man standing on a hill, looking back at the winding path he has climbed, showing progress and perspective. Close-up of a hand opening and letting a handful of sand fall to the ground, symbolizing letting go of burdens. A stone wall being reinforced with new strong stones, symbolizing the strengthening of boundaries. A woman smiling warmly at a new friend, genuine connection visible in their eyes, contrasting with previous toxic scenes. An ancient oak tree standing solitary and strong in a green field, roots deep in the earth. A leather-bound Stoic philosophy book closing with a thud, dust motes dancing in the light. Aerial view of a modern city at sunset, lights turning on, symbolizing the world full of possibilities. A campfire burning brightly in the night, people sitting around it sharing warmth, symbolizing healthy community. A person walking towards the horizon, their step is light and bouncy, showing the relief of a burden lifted. Abstract geometric shapes organizing themselves from chaos into a perfect order, symbolizing mental clarity. A vintage compass needle settling steadily to point north, symbolizing finding one's true direction again. A man looking in the mirror, nodding respectfully to his own reflection, acknowledging his own strength. Gentle waves receding on a white sandy beach, leaving the sand smooth and clean. A magnificent night sky filled with millions of twinkling stars, showing the beauty of the universe. A warrior taking off heavy dented armor, revealing a peaceful expression, symbolizing the end of the fight. A bird gliding effortlessly through a canyon, riding the wind, symbolizing the ease of a life without toxicity. A person lovingly watering plants in their lush green garden, symbolizing nurturing oneself. Morning sunlight streaming through a window onto a neat desk, symbolizing a fresh start to the day. A climber reaching the summit of a mountain, extending a hand to pull themselves up, symbolizing overcoming obstacles. Extreme close-up of bright, hopeful eyes looking towards a bright light source, reflecting determination. A sailboat catching the wind and moving. Abstract visual of metal chains transforming into flower petals and blowing away in the wind. A person standing in the rain, face up, smiling, feeling the water cleanse them, not bothering them. Time lapse of clouds moving fast across a blue sky, symbolizing the impermanence of troubles. One candle lighting another candle, spreading light without losing its own flame, symbolizing positive relationships. A man sitting comfortably in an armchair, reading a book by a crackling fireplace, embodying peace. A vibrant double rainbow appearing over a green landscape after a heavy rainstorm. A hand gently touching the surface of a cool stream, feeling the texture of the water. A person jogging through a park in autumn, looking healthy and energized, focusing on self-improvement. An architect drawing a blueprint for a new house, symbolizing designing a new life. Drone footage flying over a dense, healthy green pine forest, symbolizing resilience and evergreen strength. A candid shot of a person laughing heartily, head thrown back, pure joy radiating from them. A stack of Zen stones, cairn, balanced perfectly on a beach, symbolizing balance and stability. A person pulling back heavy curtains to let bright morning light flood into a dark room. A path winding into a mysterious but inviting forest, symbolizing the journey of self-discovery. A finger writing goodbye in the sand, and a wave comes up to wash it away completely. A golden key lying on a dark wooden table, spotlighted, symbolizing the power to unlock freedom. A man standing on a bridge looking down at the flowing water, contemplating the flow of life. Time lapse of a flower bud blooming into a magnificent colorful flower, symbolizing growth after leaving toxicity. A group of friends toasting with glasses, smiling and engaging, representing healthy social connections. A person meditating next to a powerful waterfall, remaining calm despite the noise and power of the water. The sky clearing up after a storm, dark clouds breaking apart to reveal the blue sky behind. Close-up of feet stepping firmly up ancient stone stairs, symbolizing ascension and progress. Drone shot sweeping over a golden wheat field, swaying in the wind, symbolizing abundance and peace. An artist painting on a canvas, hands covered in colorful paint, expressing creativity and freedom. A woman wrapping her arms around herself in a comforting hug, eyes closed, symbolizing self-love. An extinct volcano crater now covered in lush green grass and a lake, symbolizing peace after eruption. A dog running happily along the beach, chasing a ball, symbolizing pure, uncomplicated joy. A hand slowly removing a theatrical mask from a face, revealing a calm and neutral expression. A person standing at a fork in the road, choosing the path that is bathed in sunlight, slow motion, extreme close-up of a dewdrop on a green leaf in the morning sun. A person playing a grand piano, lost in the music, symbolizing the flow state and harmony. A flock of birds migrating in V formation against the sunset, symbolizing instinct and moving to better climates. A person cleaning their house, throwing old junk into a bin, symbolizing decluttering life. A torch burning brightly, held high in the darkness, symbolizing guidance and leadership of self. A man standing on a cliff edge shouting into the void, releasing pent-up emotion and finding relief. A crystal clear stream flowing over smooth, colorful pebbles, symbolizing clarity and continuous flow. A wooden bridge spanning a deep chasm, symbolizing the transition from the old life to the new. A person looking through a telescope at the stars, symbolizing looking at the bigger picture. Close-up of a green sprout pushing through cracked, dry earth, symbolizing resilience and new life. A woman practicing yoga poses on the beach at sunrise, showing balance and physical strength. A journal being closed and placed on a shelf, symbolizing closing a chapter of the past. An eagle perched on a high branch, surveying the land with sharp eyes, symbolizing sovereignty. A warm scene of a person laughing and eating with family, showing genuine love and support. A candle being blown out, the smoke swirling artistically in the light, symbolizing the end of the struggle. A man walking down an avenue of trees with autumn leaves falling, symbolizing the beauty of letting go. Slow motion of water, droplets falling from a roof eave, rhythmic and calming. Close-up of hands tying running shoelaces tight, symbolizing preparation for action and movement. A perfectly clear blue sky with no clouds, symbolizing a mind free of trouble. A person randomly giving a flower to a stranger, symbolizing spreading kindness and positivity. A fishing boat returning to the harbor at sunset, water calm, symbolizing returning to safety. A woman looking out of an airplane window at the clouds below, symbolizing rising above problems. A diamond rotating in the light, sparkling, symbolizing the indestructible nature of the tea. A campfire dying down to glowing warm embers, symbolizing a peaceful end to the day. A man standing in silhouette against a purple and orange sunset over the ocean, looking peaceful. Close-up of two hands grasping each other firmly in a handshake or support, symbolizing true alliance. A wooden door in a stone wall opening to reveal a secret, lush garden full of flowers. A person taking a deep, conscious breath, eyes closed, face relaxed, centering themselves. The fortress from the beginning appears again, but now bathed in bright, warm sunlight, looking impenetrable. Final screen with Stoic Inner Power logo, subscribe button, and social media icons on a clean background.